Hello and welcome to the Intro to Painting class. I am Mrs. Warner, your teacher for the quarter, and I'm sorry we can't be together in person, but we will do our best to get through this, and hopefully you guys can learn a bunch of things. Today I just really wanted to walk you through what came in your envelope that you either picked up at the school or was delivered for you on the bus. So let's go through those supplies that you should have received. Let's start with the bag, the Ziploc bag that you should have gotten. And in that bag, you should have a pencil for sure so that you can sketch out some of your things. And then a set of watercolor paints, Crayola watercolor paints. They do have just the regular standard colors. They start with black, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, and brown. So we'll be working with these quite a bit. By the way, at the end of the quarter, I do need to have the watercolor set returned to me at the end of the year. So if we are back in school, you can just bring that back, turn it in that way. And if we're not in school, which I hope we're here, then we'll figure out a way for you to send that back so that way I can keep those supplies and use them for future students. And then you're also going to have this envelope that has a lot of different sizes and kinds of paper in it. So in there you're going to have a sketchbook, and in this purple sketchbook there is drawing paper. It's a little bit thicker and it has a little bit of a texture to it. Not quite the same as the watercolor paper, but it is really nice for sketching, and it's a really nice thing for us to use to practice in. However, this paper does accept the watercolor very differently than the watercolor paper. You will notice that. You're also going to have lots of different sizes of watercolor paper, and this watercolor paper is very, very thick. It's almost like a cardboard. That's because it soaks in the water and it doesn't crinkle and curl and wave when we use the watercolor. That's why it's really, really thick. But you should have 4 pieces of this little tiny pieces of paper just to practice on and to do some of our little techniques on. You'll have 3 of these medium-sized pieces that we'll do some projects and again some practicing and techniques on. And then you should have 1 piece of this large white watercolor paper to do a project on. I am thinking that we will be back in school, hopefully, so we can get more paper and more supplies when you return. And if for some reason we're not, I will, towards the end of April, send out another packet with some more paper in it, so that way we can continue with our projects for the rest of the quarter. So welcome to Intro to Painting. I hope you guys learn a lot, and let's have some fun.